Kieran, you're playing Eric. Kira, you're playing Christine. Could I start by asking you for a quick description of your characters?
Oh, ladies first, I think. Christine is basically a girl who's been travelling around the country with her father as an itinerant musician, and comes to Paris to make her fortune. Starts out selling sheet music in the square and goes from there, basically. So she's a little bit naive, a little bit unsophisticated, and definitely not a city girl. She's very much a country girl.
So, while your character is travelling, your character is...
My character is probably better known as the Phantom of the Opera, which is a character I guess a lot of people think they know a lot about. But what's good about this version of the story is that it gives the Phantom a bit of a backstory, because in the other versions you don't really know anything about him other than he's a creepy music-loving, compulsive, obsessive stalker. So this gives him a little bit, it fleshes out a little bit his backstory. He's not a circus performer as he was in the filmed version. He has a completely different backstory, and I don't want to give too much of it away.
How do you approach the material? What has your take been or is currently on the show?
I think for me the most important thing that I wanted to do is separate it completely from what people expect it to be versus what it is. And as I was saying before, it's written as a Beauty and the Beast story within the context of this Phantom of the Opera structure based on the novel. For me, the thing that's been the biggest inspiration in terms of style and how we approach it is looking a lot at both the novel, the source material, and the 1925 silent film to focus more so on story rather than spectacle. Because when people do think of the Andrew Lloyd Webber version, the things that they think about are the elaborate costumes and the chandelier crashing and the boat coming through the mist and all of that. And for me, I think it's been more important to focus on creative solutions to telling the story rather than spectacle for the sake of spectacle.
I think, interestingly enough for me, the music is a lot more connected to the story, in that it sounds as though it was written back then in 1910, in that it draws on operetta and opera and those sort of things, so it feels a lot more connected with the story than some of the other versions. There's no synth pop in this at all. It feels more as though it belongs together.
I don't know if you've seen our set design, but the model of it is fantastic, and it's very grand aspirations, but it's all relatively simple. You know, I think our designer's done a fantastic job designing it, and I think she's going to pull it off as well. They're really making the best use that they can of the space, the limited space.
So audiences are in for a very atmospheric experience.
Yeah.
And also, it must be exciting that you're talking about the first professional staging of this show for, has it over 20 years in the UK?
It's never been done.
No, not professionally. This is a professional premiere. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, so no one will have seen it.
So you set the template for this country?
Yeah.
For these roles?
I guess.
So.
Pressure? No. It's fine.
Kira, do you feel in safe hands with such an evident phantom authority?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's got several versions floating around in his head, so, the right one will come out.
Yeah, which Phantom am I being?
Which one?
Lord Webber's Phantom? Am I being Love Never Dies Phantom?
Am I being Eric?
I might even throw Ken Hill's Phantom. Why not?
If you're creeping around doing Long Cheney, that'd be alright. Yeah, that'd be fine.
That's all good.
But yeah, I don't think I'll be channeling Sarah Brightman somehow.
No.
I feel like my Christine's going to be quite different from what you're used to in Lloyd Webber's Phantom. Yeah.
A terrifying mask, beware a mask, a terrifying mask. Perception, you're being by a perception, you're